You know, it helps to have the right scene up first. The following is part of Retro Sports Network Summer Vacation. And Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and future. There. That's the right button. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to Uncle Ron's Wonderful World of Golf Universe, or whatever, Spectacular Golf Universe, or whatever it was that I called this series. A match requested by Baseball Demos. We're going to play Jack Nicklaus and Tom Watson at Pebble Beach on what looks to be an absolutely gorgeous day in Monterey without a breath of wind. Jack Nicklaus, of course, and Tom Watson both won United States Opens here. This was the home for the Bing Crosby's Pro-Am for 1,000 years. Now the AT&T Pebble Beach National Pro-Am. We are playing on an older version of the course. So it's par 72, and I forgot the rough. Clinton Parks, by the way, requested Arnold Palmer and Chichi Rodriguez, and I'm trying to do that with him live so he can actually see on a course of his choosing. But as we celebrate this 4th of July week, today being, well, I'm not recording this on Tuesday, but you're seeing this on July 2nd and after, hoping that you are having a happy, healthy, and safe holiday week so far. And so let's get to it. Jack Nicklaus and Tom Watson are waiting on the first tee at the Pebble Beach Golf Club. And so you have a 380-yard par 4 first hole, but the slope fairway will test players to hit the fairway on the first blow. Most will opt for a long iron or hybrid off the tee because the fairway position is paramount to gain a clear view of what is an extremely narrow green. And the pin, by the way, is in the back center. Although length isn't an issue, players will be glad to walk off this dogleg hole with a par 4. So Jack with a 5-iron in his hand. The target is 222 yards. The approach is going to be uphill, and you're going to lose 10 yards. So I think 236 is where he should be hitting it. So Jack will pull the 4-iron out. And we start the match. And he lost it to the right. And that is in the rough. So he'll have 168 to get to the pin. And he'll have to play it with a 180-yard club. So Tom Watson sees that and says, okay, I'm just going to take the 4-iron and whack the snot out of it. And he finds the fairway. Oh, boy, he gets some roll. So he's got 143 to get home. And he's sitting right smack dab on the left edge of that fairway with a clear shot at the pin. So Jack 167, and he's got some tree trouble. I don't think he can get home. He's pulled the 7-iron out. And he's going to have to hit a fade around a tree. So he's hoping for it to go about 170. 7-iron in the rough. A good lie. Oh, and he whacks that one. Oh! Okay. Yeah, that works. How about tap-in birdie for Nicklaus? Oh, boy. Well, all right, Tommy, how do you got? 9-iron in his hand. So we're not doing match play, but you would have thought that would have been advantage Nicklaus or advantage Watson by a mile to at least get to 1 under. Nope. Golf's a wonderful game. Here's Watson's shot. His 9-iron is safely on the green, but he's got 15 feet coming down the hill sidewards. This will not be a 14 feet. Not a comfy, cozy putt. Putting chart number 5 in All-Star Golf is the most difficult, 1 being the easiest. So his chances are about 1 in 3, maybe. About 27%. He should get it in for a par. Or not. Oh my goodness. That's 6 feet wide of the hole. So now he moves to putting chart number 2, and he's got a 3 and 4 chance of making this. So par for Watson on 1. And now Jack with the tap-in birdie. Didn't need that doubles, but he'll take it. So after 1 hole, Jack Nicklaus, 1 under par. Now this plays as a par 5, except for the U.S. Open. And Jack's just going to bomb the tar out of this one with his driver. Misses a birdie hole at worst for Jack. And pound the tar out of it he did. He got the extra long roll. In fact, because it's playing hard and fast, he actually pounded that one 358. He rolled out of the fairway. He's got 135. There's Watson. Watson doesn't hit it as far as Jack. And he actually misses that to the right. He pushes that one in a bunker, and he will not be able to get home in 2. Second here at Pebble is played as a par 5 in normal tour play. Second hole demands a straight tee shot, which you saw from Jack, to a fairway as narrow as 30 yards, as well as a good putting stroke on the green that is deceptively fast. The narrow green is also guarded each by 2 long, deep bunkers, but they're not listed as deep. And the hole is flat. So Watson is 230 to get home, and he can probably get on the green with a 2-iron. So that's what he shall try. Good shot. Oh, yeah, okay. And that's why it plays as a par 4 for the Open, because Watson hits to 18 feet. Now, what's Jack going to do? He's got 134. He's got a pitching wedge in his hand. Really no trouble in the rough. And he overcooked it. Well, kind of like a good book, you never judge it by a cover once you start reading it. Jack missed the green, and so he's got a tricky 25-foot pitch down a hill. But the good news, it's up and down for birdie. And you can see the arrows. Man, does that slope. So the suggested play is 2 yards beneath the hole, or above the hole, and let it matriculate towards the hole. This for eagle. Ah, yeah, he'll take that. So he's got about 3 feet to go to 2 under par. Now Watson to potentially tie the match, or for the moment take the lead. You always at Pebble want to be below the hole. 7 and 36 chance of making this. Right down Broadway. And so Watson goes to 2 under par. And now Nicklaus to level the match at 2 under. Yep. That was pretty straightforward. And so Pebble not really carrying a lot of teeth without any wind. So we go to the rather interesting 3rd hole here. That pin, the yellow one, I believe is a Sunday placement, and that's tucked all the way on the left by that bunker. Another dogleg lies in store for the players at the 3rd hole, although this time the hole turns sharply to the left. At 390 yards, this par 4 naturally suits a draw off the tee, and players will be wary of the 3 bunkers that line the right side of the fairway, as well as the tree's short left. The green slopes heavily from right to left, so a soaring left to right iron is the most appropriate shot to the dance floor. And Watson will draw a 3-wood, hopefully leave it by that middle bunker on the right. Or it'll roll through the fairway. Course is playing crispy, and so Watson loses that in the rough. He'll have 137 for a second. Nicklaus will play a 3-iron. He's going to put the front bunkers into the left side bunkers into play. I'm not sure he liked the shot. He got away with it. He's in the fairway, 146 to the pin. And he's away. He'll play first. So he's going to get 5 yards off the tee and 5 yards to the green. So he's going to play a knockdown pitching wedge and aim it right at that pin. And it rolls right to the hole. So Nicklaus, loving Pebble in a winless condition. And now Watson will play a pitching wedge from the rough. That should get right there. Bunker on the left. No, he's going to go right with it. And again, above and past the hole, and he's got 30 feet. But he should be able to get 2 putts in for par. He got 28 feet. Going to hit a lag. Oh my goodness. As Gary McCord would say, you can't hit anything if you don't go for it. And he left it 5 feet short. So he's got 5 feet for par, and Jack's got 2 feet for 3 under. Well, Tom knocked that one home. Not the world's best putt, but it worked. Now Nicklaus for the tap-in birdie. Yep. And so Jack is 3 under through 3 holes. Make hay here, because once you get on to 8, you make the turn back towards the ocean. It gets rather tricky here in a hurry. Jack pulls out a 2-iron here, even though there's no wind. The tee shot on this 331-yard 4th hole will test the early nerves of players. With the Stillwater Cove and clear vision down the right-hand side of the tee, this par 4 will be drivable when playing downwind. However, the large line of bunkers on the left-hand side will ensure a tricky 50-60-yard shot in. These bunkers will also act as a bailout zone for those conscious of the coastline on the right. Jack could try to drive the green. He doesn't need to. Ball leaks to the right. Not very long with that 2-iron, and he has 97, so he'll be able to pitch it towards that pin. Watson's got the driver out. So Tom is going to be daring. No crowd noise. That's in the bunker. And it's a good thing that bunker's there, because that would have been on the beach. It faded right 13 yards, and Watson has 50 yard. But get home in 2 and get off with a par. Jack has 96, and as with the case of most of the greens here at Pebble, they slope from back to front. And Nicklaus is going to go a yard beyond the hole. Well, he hit it hole high, but he missed it by 6 feet to the right. And that's not a gimme for par. Now, Watson's got to lob this, because if he hit the usual pitch shot, there's no guarantee he can get it out of the bunker. So you just aim it at the hole and hope. Yep, good shot for Watson. He leaves it about 6 feet below the hole. So a mediumly difficult birdie putt. And for the moment, to tie this at 3 under. Yep, read it all the way. And so Watson goes to 3 under through 4. Down Nicklaus, 5 feet, but he's on the toughest putting chart. Is one of those Sammy Sidewinder downhill things. But it's Jack. Did you really expect him to miss? So after 4 holes, Nicklaus at 4 under. Tom Watson at 3 under. So we go to the 5th hole, and this is actually designed by Jack Nicklaus. This is a redesign. The par 3 registers at 188. But the swirling winds off the ocean on the right side ensure that club selection can be completely different from day to day. When the pin is positioned on the right portion of the green, birdies may become gold dust. A challenging par 3 that will really test the ball striking of the very best. And you can see all that red there is out of bounds. That is That's the Pacific. So he's going to take a 7-iron here. Right at the hole. There's no swirling winds. He misses it by 5 yards, so he's got a 15-footer back down the hill, but that's actually what he wants. Now, Watson kind of has an advantage here because his ideal 7-iron only goes 185. And so he could cozy this right up. Oh, wow, yep. So it's kind of a little bit of a slope, and he's got about 12 feet. It drifted 5 yards to the left. But they're both looking at birdie putts here in the 5th. So Jack, not an easy putt. Difficult. About 25% chance of making this one to start off at 5 under par. Watson has 10 feet, but he's got one of those sidewinders. And Nicklaus blew that by 4 feet. So par is not a gimme for Jack. Watson is on actually the most difficult putting chart. So about a 25-27% chance for Tom here as we play the 5th to tie this match at 4 under. Oh, that didn't miss by much. So Tom cleans up his 1-inch putt. And now Jack. Oh boy, this is tricky. Toughest putt. Toughest chart anyway, but he's got a 31 and 36 chance. And that will do, and so we played 5 holes, and Jack Nicklaus is 4 under par. It was a 1-shot lead as we go to... this picture does not do this hole justice. This is the 6th. The 6th hole, the first of the par 5s, measures 513 yards and challenges players to hit long and straight off the tee. A wayward drive can easily turn wet on the right or sandy on the left, with the introduction of 5 fairway bunkers in the place of the old sand trap there on the left. So this hole's been redone as well. Any wild tee shot could see the shorter hitter struggling to reach the second shot landing area, where blind third shots are not uncommon. The 6 is a good birdie chance, but also presents the risk of running up a high score. And so you're getting 5 yards on the tee shot, but as you can see, the approach shot is 15 yards uphill. So it probably plays closer to 540. Jack will not try to be a superhero, just hit a regular driver. Comes dangerously close on that right side, but it rolls to a safe spot, and he's got 198 to the pin. Watson's going to play it more to the left. If it finds the bunkers fine, he should be able to get home in 2 from there. Nope. Finds the fairway, gets a very generous roll of 40 yards, and he's got 204 to get home. So these 2 masters in the game, and I mean that in the most sincerest of terms, have taken Pebble behind the woodshed. 15 yards, 204. Tom will play a 5. Bunker's on the right. You cozy up that 5-iron to about 18 feet for eagle. And these 2 have got a lot of... If this was History Maker Golf, you're collecting the blue chips like you wouldn't believe. Here's Jack, 198. He's going to go over that beach, or the cove. Going to play a knockdown 5. And try again there. A chance he might hit this over. Or not. He actually hit it short, and it trickles on, and he's got about 35 feet for eagle. In any event, we're going to get some more scoring here. Jack will give this a go for eagle. And he leaves it a foot short. He'll take that. 5 under on his round as we get to the difficult part of the course. Now Watson for the tie. Putting chart 2. So it's a flat putt, which is pretty rare for Pebble. About 18-20% chance. And he drills it 5 feet past the hole. Firmer than he needed to be. Now he's got, it's not dead, but not a gimme either from 4 feet, 5 feet. Nope, another bad dice roll, and it's a 3-putt par for Watson. So we go to the 7th, playing 112 today, from a 523-yard par 5 to one of the shortest holes in championship golf. The 106-yard 7th hole was surrounded by coastline and remains one of the most stunning holes in the world of golf. Despite its length, this par 3 has challenged golf's top players mainly due to changing winds, which ensure a host of pre-shot decisions. Today, without any wind, we're going to go with wedge shots to chip from, or to pitch from. And I'll leave that back up. If you leave it short, you see where the yellow is by that 95? If I got a mouse up? Yes, you do. I do. That's where you don't want to put it. That's considered deep bunker where I've got the mouse. Nicklaus will leave it short, but he's on the center of the green, and he'll be disappointed with that, but you're not going to make anything worse than a 3 here. Watson going right for the pin. You can see where the slopes are. That flag today is kind of on a knoll on the back left. And he hits it right and leaves himself about 15 feet. But yet, as Tom has done most of the round, it is all Sammy Sidewinder stuff. And that's not what you want. So Nicklaus will determine what he wants to do here. He's got 23 feet. From putting chart number 2, he'll concede the par. Oh, he would have made it if I'd gone for it. Bad run. But Jack with an easy 2-putt par to remain 5 under through 7. Now Watson to get within 1. He's actually on a flatter part of the green. And so his chances from 14 feet are about 1 in 4. And again, he put a pillow in front of the putter and left it 2 feet short. So 2-putt par, and we go to the 8th hole. Jack Nicklaus, 5 under. Tom Watson, 3 under. And a blind tee shot awaits the players on the 418-yard 8th hole, with a jagged coastline forcing bigger hitters to go with a long iron or a 3-wood instead of driver. Finding the fairway is a must to allow a middle iron approach over the waves to the green. Jack Nicklaus, oh look who sees pictures up there, has branded the approach to the daunting 8th green as his favorite in world golf. So you're going to lose 10 yards off the tee and gain 5 on the approach. So Jack plays for that peninsula on the left. He's going to wants to hit about 240. Gently out there. You don't want to go too long here, and with a 3-iron, it shouldn't matter because he's going uphill. Crowd likes it, and so does Jack. 235. He's got 184 to get home, but oh boy. So Watson, second verse, same as the first. Aim it at the left and take the water out of play. It kind of fades to the take that, 184 to get home. And so both players are safely in the 8th fairway. So Watson first to play. He's got 184 and a 5-yard lead. So baby 7. It's what Bruce is telling him to play. Pin is right smack dab in the middle of the green. And Watson hits a good shot. About 18, 20 feet left of the hole. Nicklaus pretty much. Ooh, now Nicklaus is in between clubs here. 7-iron will go about 190. Jack will go past the hole. He's going to play a baby 7. And he pretty much popped the hole. He's got 12 feet coming down the hill. It's amazing how much easier Pebble plays when there isn't a breath of wind. The computer, by the way, selected these conditions as it always does. So Watson's further away. He's got 16 feet. Below the hole, even though it's sideways, gives him a good chance for a birdie here to cut the margin to 1. And again, a terrible putt. He overcooked it. He's overcooking the ones that are downhill and not judging the speed on the uphill putt. So he's got 7 feet for par. Here's Jack Nicklaus, 12 feet down the hill. Pretty straightforward. It's gonna boogie. And he missed that by the skin of his teeth. But you always walk away with par on 8 and run. Now Watson, 7 feet for par to stay 2 back. Relatively flat putt for Pebble, and almost a little bit better than 50% chance of making this. And he didn't do it. So 3-putt par for, or 3-putt bogey for Watson, and after 8 holes, Jack Nicklaus holds the dreaded 3-shot lead, and you can see all the stats and stories. First bogey of the day for either player. Nicklaus or Watson had the eagle on 2, Jack with birdies on the first 4 holes, and then 6. They both hit all the greens, and Jack has 12 putts through 8, and Watson has 2 putts on every hole. Average, that is. So we go to the long 9th for the second time on the front 9. Well, if this was in the open conditions, it's a par 4 over 500 yards. The 9th hole was extended by 50 and may well have been the toughest hole in the 2010 U.S. Open. The fairway slopes to the right towards the ocean, leaving a hanging line encouraging an approach shot toward the water, even if the tee shot is placed in a perfect position. There is still the challenge of at least 200 to the green that slopes away from you. You're going to get 5 yards on the shot, and anything on the right is going to roll towards the bay. So Nicklaus going to play a controlled drive to the left side. And that's exactly what he does, and it's a lot easier when you have no wind. 147 to the pin, 322 off the tee. Watson will play the controlled drive. He's actually played a good first 9 or 8 holes, but the putter has not been his friend. But the driver has. He won't get as far as Jack, but he has 163 to get home on the beautiful drive. So both players safely in the 9th fairway. You're getting 10 yards on this one. And so Watson will pull the 9 and hope that's enough. Bunker in the front's not where you want to leave it. And Watson finds the green and leaves it 20 feet to the right of the pin. Now Jack gonna knock down a pitching wedge. Aims it right, and that fast green kind of bounced 15 feet past the hole. So the rare double legitimate birdie chance here on 9. Watson, about a 1 in 6 chance of making this. And again, he has struggled on the putts today, 3 feet short. Now, Jack, from an easier putting chart, still the third one is not easy. About a 1 in 3 chance for Jack to shoot a 30 coming out. He'll have to settle for a 31. Knocks the 2-footer home for par. Now Watson has 3 feet to clean up. And he does. So halfway home, Jack Nicklaus 5 under. Tom Watson 2 under. And so the 10th, 446 yards on the card. The back 9 begins with a medium length par 4. At 446, the hole all slopes towards Carmel Bay on the right-hand side. The severity of the fairway will take many balls traveling along the right side down into the rough. Again, the designers have guarded against extra safe play by including fairway bunkers along the left-hand side. The length of this hole will demand the driver off the tee to ensure an iron into the green. And you're getting 5 yards, and so anything left to the right will slope. So Jack Nicklaus will take the unprotected driver out and rip this as far as he can. And he goes to the right. He's going to catch the slope, but staying on the fairway. 301 yards. He's got 144 left. Monkey see, monkey do. Watson thinks he might be able to get something here. Good off the tee. It stays up above the slope, and Tom rolled that 312. He's got 134 to the pin. Jack, 144 yards. He's got the pitching wedge out. On the card is how it plays, so there's no help, no hurt. And so he'll just play a regular wedge. Pin is tucked on the left front. And Jack overcooked it. He's got a 30-footer that's just going to slide all over the place. Here's Watson at 133. And he'll play the knockdown. So a baby pitching wedge for him. Too much for a 9. Too in between clubs. Is what I'm trying to say. And that landed right by the hole, and it bounded 5 yards away. So both the birdie putts coming here on 10. Nicklaus will lag this one from 30. And that didn't go as hard as he thought, 4 feet. Watson just missed. Tough putting chart. But you can see why with the wind. This is a tough hole. So we go to the 11th, one of the shorter par 4s on the course. After a blind tee shot, a blind approach shot will also be a common feature throughout the week. However, the main challenge lies on the putting surface. The green slopes steeply from back to front, which will undoubtedly make some players look foolish with chip shots running off the green. And so it's uphill, and if you hit it right down Broadway, you should be fine. But like a football field, there's a pretty good crown, especially if you find either side. And then I see the uphill approach is 5 yards too. So Jack will play the driver and see how far he can drag it down. Oh, he dragged it down, all right. That's going to find the bunker. He overcooked it, and it rolled 42 yards after landing. And so he's got 49 to the hole, and he's going to play his second from the sand. Watson says 3-wood is fine. He's got it further back, but he's right in the middle of the fairway. He's got 131 to get home. And so baby pitching wedge for Tom, 5 yards up. So that should land right around the hole. Watson trailing by 3 shots. He's at 2 under through 10 holes. And boy, did that take a good bounce for Tom. He's got about 6 feet for birdie. Meanwhile, Jack is, oh my goodness gracious, they want him to aim the 7 yards. Wow, this will be fun. Let's see where this lands. Well, somehow he kept it on the fringe. So he's got a difficult choice to make. He's got about 15 feet. He's got 13 feet. From the toughest putting chart, you just get par here. And he sinks it. He had a 1 in 4 chance. Probably less than that on the fringe. It doesn't show you the chances from the fringe. And Jack goes to 6 under par. Just one of those days. Here's Tom Watson. Watson thought he was going to gain a stroke here. Now he's going to make this tough 6-footer from the 5th putting chart just to maintain his 3-shot trailing disadvantage. Nope. He now trails by 4. So par should not have been a disappointing score. And we go to the 200-yard 12th hole, providing golfers with one of the hardest par 3s around. The green is the firmest on the course, ensuring that any balls landing in the middle or back of the surface will run off the green and into the rough or sand. The bunker, which guards the front left of the green, will favor those who can fly their ball in from right to left. This is a challenging short hole where par is an excellent score. No help, no hurt from the wind, but you don't want it in the front of that bunker guarding the green, then it's an instant lob, and there is. Out of bounds right, so Jack will aim it to the middle. And leave it well short in the rough. Watson, oh my goodness. In between clubs, will try to baby a 5-iron in there. Center the green. And he makes the green. That kind of didn't feel right. You can see Watson shaking his hand. But he's on with a putt. A 50-foot birdie. So let's see what kind of lie Jack has here. Jack's going to putt this 13-footer that ran through the green for par. So he might drop his first stroke of the day, although he's got a 1 in 3 chance of making par. Oh! Oh! Well, a brief interruption for real life, and Nicklaus just ran that pass like he was running from somebody on Friday the 13th. So he's got 9 feet for par. Now Watson's just going to lag this from 51. He's going to gain at least 1 stroke, I would think, here, if not 2. And he leaves that 4 feet short. So that's not even assuredly dead for par. Now Nicklaus, 9 feet. He's going straight up the hill. This is to get to 5 under and to hold a 3-shot lead over Watson. Yeah, like there was any doubt. So Jack is in with his bogey 4 to go to 5 under, and Watson cleans up his par. And as we go to the 13th hole, trails Jack Nicklaus by 3 shots. Now the 13th is a short par 4. Less of a challenge than when playing in the open, with a hole normally playing into a prevailing wind. A long uphill approach is often misjudged, leaving a tough up and down to save the par. You're losing 5 off the tee and 15 on the approach. So Watson needs to be more aggressive here, and is going to just rip this one to see how far he can drag it. Crowd likes it, as well they should. Well, real life kind of kicked in the way of that, but Watson's in a great position here on the 13th. He'll be able to use his wedge to get in there with that pin cut close to the front left. Now Jack is just going to hit a 3-wood. With a 3-shot lead, you don't need to get fussy with it. And he leaks that one to the right side, but he should be able to pitch that one from there too. 127 yards and a nice roll with that. So he's in the fairway at least. And Jack will hit first, and he certainly will be able to take that full wedge and get it close to the hole. Green slopes dramatically from right to left, so Nicklaus will want to land this just short or just on the green and have it roll. So aim it at the hole and hope it stays close. And that's about as good as you're going to do from there. He's got 6 feet for a birdie to get back to 6 under. Now here's Watson, 85 yards, going from a different chart, and he's just going to go right down Broadway with this one. He needs birdies, and that, well, he overhit it. The good news, he's got 14 feet. The bad news, that is pretty much right down the hill for birdie, and Nicklaus is sitting there with a 5-footer to get back to 6 under. But Tom curls it in, and to get back to 3 under par. Now here's Jack, 5 feet. Not dead by any stretch, but still a very good chance to get back to 6 under. And he missed it. Wow. And so Watson picks up a shot. So we go to the par 5 14th. Jack Nicklaus, with the par, remains now 2 up on Tom Watson. 5 under to 3 under. And now the 14th hole was the longest on the card, measuring 573 yards. The longer hitting pros may try and fly the bunkers on the right side. However, this may take the ball into the rough from a sloping right to left fairway. Reaching the green in 2 will be extremely tough, as will pitches to the green, with plenty of overhanging trees coming into play. At the 2010 Pebble Beach National, Paul Goydos racked up a 9 after struggling around an exceptionally firm green. Well, surprises here. I think a 3-wood is what he wants to do. He's not worried about getting home. He's thinking, yeah, he probably actually could get in there, so he's going to try to challenge it. He's 2 par 5s in the last 5 holes. And so Watson will challenge it, and the course is so dry that he won't be able to get home, but that in the rough isn't a terrible shot. He's got 271 left. Nicklaus isn't going to mess around. He's just going to hit a 3-wood. And that rolls through. Stays in the fairway. No chance to get home in 2, but he's safe at 306 yards in the fairway. So Jack will hit first. Just going to take a 2-iron and lop it off for a mini pitch in front of the bunker. Drifts to the right, stays below there, and yeah, that's absolutely fine. So he'll probably take a lob wedge from there. He's got 45 yards to get up and down for birdie. Watson will not be able to get it home, even though he technically is in the rough. And to be safe, it's a 4-iron. And it may not have gone ideally where he wanted it to go, but he's got 70 yards to get on in 3. And again, from the fairway up and down for birdie, puts him at 4 under. Not much to this. It does have a crown, and that Sunday pin placement is on the left side, sloping towards the left side. And Watson kind of chunked that one. I don't think he meant to do that. So no easy up and down for birdie. Now Nicklaus will lob it from 44 yards. Pretty much the same shot that you saw from Watson. And he overcooked it and has about 20 feet for birdie. 19 to be exact. And he's actually on a flat part of the surface. So about a little less than a 1 in 4 shot here. And he hit it a little firm and leaves himself 2 feet. So Jack in with a par. And now Watson can crawl back to within 1 if he can make this 11-footer. It's not that difficult. 28% chance of making it. Nope. A good effort. But a 1-footer for par. So they go to the 15th. Still, Nicklaus at 5 under, Watson at 3 under. Now the 15th is undoubtedly the greatest birdie chance here at Pebble Beach. Playing just under 400 yards, most will look for a position off the tee with an iron or a fairway wood, but not our boys today. No, sir. The main trouble lies down the left-hand side with a series of bunkers. However, if the short grass is found from the tee, then the players will certainly be looking for a 3. And Watson takes out the big boy and is going to pound away. And he finds sand. He gambled. Should be able to get on the green from there. And Jack, oh, it's big boy time. Oh, is it ever big boy time? Oh, he rolled it out on the left and found the rough. So he didn't hit it straight. He has 80 yards from the rough to get home. Now, it's a wonder who's got the easier shot. Nicklaus from Watson from the sand. The pin is on the center left of the green, and everything sloping from the back right to the front left. So Watson from 106, and he does what he's supposed to do. Leaves it about 18 feet short of the hole. So he's going to have an uphill putt. Jack has 80 yards. This could be chunky monkey, or this could be deadly good. Well, he overcooked it. He's got about 20 feet coming down the hill sidewards. But, so now he's got to decide. Does he go for it? Or does he take the par? He takes the par, he'll make the par. Unless he misses his 1-footer. Which he does not. So Jack is in with a par. And now it's in 16 feet for birdie. This is to cut the lead to 1. Oh, well, he went for it, which he had to do. But now he's got 4 feet coming down the hill for par. And this isn't dead. But Watson makes it, and so we go to the 16th. Jack Nicklaus by 2, 5 under to 3 under. And so again, position from the first shot is key at the 403-yard 16th hole. Players will look to find the higher level of the fairway, which lies around 235 off the tee. Anything longer than this may result in the ball running through the fairway into the rough. Once the fairway's been found, there is still a tough green to navigate, with many balls drifting off to the left portion. of the putting surface. You're going to get 5 yards. There's no really slope marks there. And Watson's just going to take the 3 iron and just get it past the bunkers. He does that. It rolls. He's still in the fat part of the fairway. He's got 155 to the pin. And Jack will take his 2 iron. Plays it a little farther right than Tom. Crowd likes it. Jack picks up the tee, and they're pretty much neighbors. So they have found the 16th green, or 16th fairway. Jack 157 yards, got to navigate a bunker from hell. Getting 10 here. And so Jack will go with a full pitch and wedge. Pin is tucked tight on the front left. But that doesn't bother Jack at all. He's got a kick-in birdie here on 16 to get to 6 under. Now Watson is getting 10. And as soon as I can hit the knockdown button, he's going to knock down a 9. Pitching wedge, I don't think would get him far enough, and you don't need to get that gnarly stuff in front of the green. It won't spin back down, but he's on with a 33-footer. And from here, you're going to lag home a 2. You're going to concede the birdie to Nicklaus, who should get the 6 under. And Watson hit it 3 feet past. In fact, Watson stole away. Cleans up his par. Here's Jack for birdie. And so Jack 6 under 66. Well, we go to Tom Watson's favorite hole in golf, even though the pin today is on the front right and not of this hourglass-shaped pin or green, and not the left where Watson chipped it from the gnarly stuff to win the 82 Open. The 178-yard 17th is one of the most deceptive holes on the golf course. Coastal winds are often hidden from the tee thanks to a hedge that lines the right-hand side of the hole and a grandstand that sits right of the green. Controlling the ball through the wind is subsequently a major task, while the figure 8-shaped green ensures a narrow target area. You're getting 5 yards on the shot, to be honest. So Nicklaus, and this is kind of an easy pin position, is going to play a 9 iron, and let's see if he can trickle the ball in the front of the green. Might be an easier shot for Watson. Anyway, he holds a 3-shot lead, and no! It actually found the fairway. It trickled from the rough. Right idea, but he missed his line by about 4 yards. And so Watson is just going to take a regular 8 iron. And if he plays it 5 yards past, he plays it 5 yards past. He needs something here to at least make 18 winnable for him. That works. 6 feet for birdie for Watson on the 17th hole. So Nicklaus actually can putt. And Jack will. He's going to lag this from 24 feet. He leaves himself with a 2-footer for par, which he cleans up rather easily. So Jack is in at 6 under. And now Watson to get within 2 with 18 coming. Yes, sir. So he had a very good chance of making it, and does. So if this was match play, 1 up, 2 up, 3 up, 4 up, 5 up, 4 up, this would be over. It'd be 4 and 3. Yeah, 5 and 3 if this was a match. So Watson's job here, he can tie the match with an eagle, and if Nicklaus pars. So Watson just letting this all hang out. 543-yard 18th at Pebble is one of the most iconic holes in golf, and known as many as the best finishing hole around. This year, the hole features a major change in the form of two trees which have been moved further down the fairway. Now the trees can obstruct players who crash a drive down the middle and making the task of reaching this par 5 and 2 even harder. No tricks, no treats. No uphill, no downhill. And Watson carries the left side and knocks it down to 313 yards. So that pin is in the front left again. But Watson has a chance. Now Jack is just going to bomb the daylights out of this one. Crowd likes it. Nicklaus likes it. Moves it by the trees, but is very safe. 233 to get home, 304. So Nicklaus, if he can get this close from 232, can ice this round of golf that both golfers have played really well in. Going straight at it, and Jack finds the bunker. He left it short and left, and he's got 11 yards to pay dirt. And that brings up Watson at 213. He's going to take a 5-iron, no wind. And so Watson can at least make Nicklaus sweat with an eagle. Or find the same bunker. So Watson and Nicklaus are neighbors again, this time in the sand. So Jack, this should not be a difficult up and down. Up and down is a win for Jack. Oh, but we're not there yet. He's got 20 feet for birdie. He kind of hit that one sideways. Now Watson, from 10 yards. This is to tie the match. Oh, slid that one to the right. So Jack's going to win, but it was an entertaining match nonetheless, and a low-scoring one, too. So Nicklaus, 19 feet to finish with a 6 under 66, and he's got, a little less than 25%. Well, he's got a par. I mean, it's not what you're thinking of off the tee, but he'll take it. And now Watson to finish one back at 5 under, 67 here. And a little better than a quarter chance. How about right in the hole? And so at the end of 18 holes, Jack Nicklaus is going to win. Watson birdied 17 and 18 to make it close. But Jack wins the round, shooting a 66 to Watson's 67. So Nicklaus opened up with a 31 and then survived his lone bogey at 12 to finish with a 6 under 66. Watson struggled on the 8th, went out in 34, and then made birdies on the 13th, 17th, and 18th to come home in 33. And so the putter was not Watson's friend. He made 33 putts, and Nicklaus made 27. So Jack Nicklaus wins the round, and an Uncle Ron's Universal Golf Challenge, or whatever I call this. And so they play at Pebble, and Jack shoots a 66 to win. All righty. Why, thank you so much for watching. That was fun. Tom and Watson made it close. Jack Nicklaus was explosive when he needed to be. You get 7 holes to get your stuff, and he converted. He was 5 under through 6 holes. And so that's how you do it. So on a day when Pebble was pretty much defenseless, you got to see some good scoring, some good golf, and 2 good friends whacking it around the prime of their career. Hit that like button and subscribe. I'm Ron Juckett. For a Vacationing Retro Sports Network, we'll talk to you the next time. Have a safe and happy and healthy holiday 4th.